श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् ॐ अखण्डानन्दसम्बोधः वन्दनात् यस्य जायते गोविन्दं तमहं वन्दे चिदानन्दतनुं गुरुम्. So yesterday we saw Vishayam Shuddha Chaitanyam. Vishayah Shuddha Chaitanyam. There we understood Shuddha Chaitanyam. Shuddha Chaitanyam. Chaitanyam consciousness. Shuddha pure consciousness. Just because we said the subject matter is pure consciousness does not mean there is something called impure consciousness. Why? If we start accepting pure consciousness and impure consciousness, then we are not talking Advaita. Advaita means non-duality. That's the English translation. In Sanskrit, how do we say Advaita? Na Dvaitam. Generally, we say Na Dvaitam iti. Then it means you are talking something in Sanskrit. It's a quote. Okay. Advaitam iti Advaitam. Na Dvaitam iti. Advaitam means where there is no duality. This is the general way we explain. Na Dvaitam iti. This is the way the Vedanti newbies will explain. Okay, if somebody knows Vedanta, then he will go on to the next stage and say yasya dvaitam na vidyate, yasmin dvaitam na vidyate, etc. This is in samasa. Yasya is sixth case, yasmin is in seventh case. Yasya of which, yasmin in which. Okay, so in of which or in which there is no duality. There is no anything called duality. Why do we have to say that? Because if we say no duality is a non-duality, then the other fellow will come up and say, no, I also accept the same thing. There is no duality. There is Trinity here. Trinity means not the some other Trinity. Trinity here means the Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. Okay, the individual self, the Ishvara, the God, and the creation. Individual self, the creator, and the creator. So this is the Trinity we are talking about, right? So if we say there is no duality, then he will say, I am also saying the same thing. I am talking about the Trinity. That will not be negated. So in which there is no possibility of any kind of duality, if you say, then Trinity also has two dualities, right? So this and that and that and that, any kind of duality. So we are negating any kind of duality by saying yasmin dvaitam na vidyate or yasya dvaitam na vidyate. Yasmin dvaitam na vidyate, in which there is no kind of duality, is a advaitam, right? So now there we understand the Vishaya subject matter is a Shuddha Chaitanyam, the pure consciousness. Impure consciousness in the state of ignorance, we don't negate it. But there is only pure consciousness. Whether you understand or not does not really matter. Then he goes on to say Jiva Brahmaikya Lakshanam. What is that? Jiva Brahma. Vishaya is Jiva Brahmaikya Lakshanam. It is of the nature of the identity between the Jiva and Brahman, the individual self and the absolute self. Jiva Brahmaikya Lakshanam, Jiva Brahmaikya Lakshanam, Jiva Brahmaikya Lakshanam, Jiva Brahmaikya Lakshanam, Jiva Brahmaikya Lakshanam. I am putting this in your head. Jiva Brahma Aikya Lakshanam. Okay? Now, that done. Tadeva Drishyate Sarva Vedanta. So that is what is seen in the whole of Vedanta. That is the idea we got about the Vishaya. Now, next is Etat Aikya Prameyasya Paramanasyapi Chashrutehe Sambandha Katyate Sadbihi Bodhyabodhaka Lakshanaha. Etad Aikya Prameyasya Paramanasyapi Chashrutehe Sambandha Katyate Sadbihi Bodhyabodhaka Lakshanaha. Etat, when we say etat means this, tat means that. This, what's that? What we are talking about? This. So when we say this we refer to something which we are talking about. What were we talking about? 5 times I repeated. Aikya Lakshana. What kind of Aikya Lakshana? Jiva, Brahma, Aikya Lakshana. That is what he says. Aikya. Jiva Brahma Aikya. Okay. Yetad Jiva Brahma Aikya. Yetad Aikya. Okay. So that identity between the individual self and the absolute self, Prameyasya, is the subject matter of the Prameya, of the Prameya means of the object. Now let us understand something. There is the object. The object. The subject and object. This is so confusing. Okay. Subject can be object. Object can be subject. Okay. Now we understand the Prameya to be object. Prameya to be object. I am not even bringing the subject-object relationship. I am just saying the Prameya object thing. Okay. A Prameya is a thing. Like a pot, a bat. I have a battery. I have a pen. So pen is a Prameya. Pot is a Prameya. Cloth is a Prameya. Vishaya, subject. Okay. In any object, not subject. Any object. Okay. Anything. So that object, Pramata, the knower. Pramata, the knower. Pramana means the known. Prameya means the known. Pramata means the knower. The relationship between the Pramata, the knower, and Prameya, the known, is Pramana. Pramana, the means of right knowledge or the means. Pramata, the knower. Prameya, the known. The Pramana is the relationship between Pramata, that which connects the Pramata with the Prameya, the knower with the known, which is the means of knowledge. And through that means, what you gain is Prama, knowledge. Prama means right knowledge. Okay. Pramata, the knower, is connected to the Prameya, the known, through the Pramana, means which gives rise to Prama, the knowledge. Pramata, Prameya, Pramana in between, and which gives rise to Prama, knowledge. Prama means right knowledge. If it is not right knowledge, it becomes Brahma. So right knowledge, we have to qualify it with right. Okay. Correct knowledge, right knowledge. This is the 4 things. Pramata, Prameya, in between Pramana, and the result is a Prama. Okay. Now what he says is Prameya. What is the Prameya? The object. Now, Prameya is normally translated as object or Vishaya as object. That Prameya and Vishaya are not two different things. They are same thing. But there is one problem here. We do not understand, accept the Prameya or Vishaya as we see in the pot, cloth, etc. Vedanta, we say Ghata Pata. Ghata means pot, Pata means cloth. Therefore, I say pot, cloth, etc. Okay. So, we don't see it as pen, pencil, etc. object, as seen in the pen, pencil, etc. object. Because if you are objectifying something, what you imply is that it is limited. Whatever you are talking about is limited. Meaning the self is limited if you are going to objectify it. Then there is another point. This is not something new which I am teaching you. I have taught you already in the second shloka. You don't remember because you are good people, and I remember because I am not that good. Okay, so you don't keep thinking in mind, right? So that is the reason. Second shloka. In the second shloka, we saw very clearly. What did I say? Manovaga gocharam. It is not an object of mind and speech. It is not an object of mind and speech. There we saw two different means through which we understand. One is the Swarupa Lakshana, defining the self through Swarupa, the inherent nature, and Tatastha Lakshana, defining the Brahman through the associations. These are the two methods we saw to imply the Brahman. We are not directly talking about the Brahman, because if you talk directly about the Brahman, Brahman is like this or that, then what we mean is it is limited, it is objectified. If it is objectified, then it is limited. If it is limited, then it is non-eternal. We don't want that. So, prameya in the sense of the world we are explaining, not in the sense of Vedanta. Okay? So, the Vedanta, non-duality, identity of the individual self and the absolute self, which is the known, which is the object of knowledge, and pramanasya cha shrutehe pramanasya chapi. The shruti, which is a pramana. Shruti, which is the pramana. Also of the shruti, which is the pramana. Pramana, I understand somehow. Let us keep it later. But shruti, I don't understand what shruti is. Let us understand what shruti is. Shruti means shravana shrutihi. Shravana means to hear. Shravana shrutihi. Since you are hearing to whatever I say, that is also shruti. Right? So, but the problem is like when we say pot, we refer to only that kind of object which is pot. When I say pen, we only accept the object which you use to write with ink, etc. as pen. So, similarly, when I say there is this word pankaja, yoga rodha we call it. Pankaja. Pankaja means pankat jatam. Panka means a marsh, the clay. Then jatam means that which is born. That which is born in the marshland is a pankaja. What is there in the marshland? Frog, maybe some fish. Also, the lotus. Lotus is born in that. So, therefore, when I say pankaja, it doesn't mean the frog or fish or anything else. It only means the lotus. Okay, we call that rudha. When pot means pot, when cloth means cloth, that is rudha. And when it is gained through some derivation, then it is called as yoga rudha. Okay, so now we are talking about something like this. When you say shruti, whatever we hear is a shruti true, but shruti is a term which is particularly used only in the sense of Veda. Instead of saying Veda, I am saying shruti. Why do you say shruti instead of Veda? Because Veda, we have already said, apurusheya vakyam Veda. Veda is not something which is written by a person. Veda is something which you hear from the Guru. You don't read from the books like nowadays. You hear from the Guru. The Guru teaches you once and you repeat it twice. That is how you study Vedas. When the Guru says, Agnimile, Agnimile is the first mantra of Rig Veda. Agnimile, this disciple will be Agnimile, Agnimile. Okay, then he'll chant the whole mantra. Agnimile, Brohitam, etc. Now, that mantra, this disciple will chant 10 times for 10 days. If you chant 10 times for 10 days, you will not forget it. Does not mean you will never forget it. You will not forget it for some time. So, to keep it in memory, he will revisit it in some period. In between, he'll come and read this also. He'll chant it also. By that, he keeps it in memory. They have a Hindi saying: if you don't turn the leaf, the betel leaf in the water which you kept, if you don't turn it, or if you don't turn the pages, or if you don't turn the horse, meaning make it run, it will all go waste. So you have to turn the pages. You have to go back and read things. Okay. So now, Shruti means Veda because it is heard from the Guru. That is why in the definition of Guru, we have Vedanta Guru. We have two words: Shrotriyam Brahmanishtham. Shrotriya is the first word. Shrotriya because he has studied Normally, people say he has studied Vedanta. A person who has studied Vedanta from the Guru is Shrotriya. But a person who has studied the Veda and the Vedanta, that is this just the primary meaning actually, the correct meaning. The person who has studied the Veda and the Vedanta from the Guru is Shrotriya, not from the same Guru. Different Gurus maybe. A person who has studied both Veda and the Vedanta from the Guru is a Shrotriya. Shrotriya means a person who has studied from the Guru. That is the important thing. Okay? Now, let us have the definition of Guru later. Now, Shrutihi. Shruti means Vedas. We understood that. When we say Shruti, we have to also understand another word which is Smrti. Smrti means Shruti means Shravanat Shrutihi because you heard it. Smrti means Smaranat Smrutihi because you remember. You remember from your memory. You recollected from your memory. What does that even mean? See, whatever ideas are established in the Shruti, those very ideas, if you are going to collect and present it in your language, in the ideas which you see there in one place, that is called a Smrti. Like we have Apasthamba Smrti, Apasthamba Sutra, we call it Apasthamba Sutra, Grishya Sutra. Okay, Apasthamba Sutra. Apasthamba Sutra. What does Apasthamba? He is a Rishi. What does he do? He collects whatever a family person, the karma, regarding the karma, whatever karmas a family person should do, that he collects in one place. Apasthamba, Ashvalayana Sutra, etc. There are different sutras. Sutra means the rules which you have to follow regarding the karma. Then why do we have two different sutras? Apasthamba, Ashvalayana. Apasthamba is the Rishi for the Yajurvedis and Ashvalayana is the Rishi for Rigvedis. The Rigvedis follow the Ashvalayana Sutra. The Yajurvedis follow the Apasthamba Sutra. That is why while saluting, we call it Abhivadana. While saluting, they tell the lineage. We belong to this lineage and we belong to this sutra, we belong to this gotra and we belong to this Veda, etc. They will say. Okay, so now Smrti. First Smrti is the sutras. Okay, then the second Smrti is that is based on the karma. Second Smrti is based on dharma, which is like your Manusmrti, etc. I say Manusmrti, etc. People, because everyone knows Manu. People think people who the idiots think people who follow Sanatana Dharma are followers of Manusmriti. In fact, they don't know anything. We just don't follow Manusmriti. Actually, we don't follow Manusmriti not because Manusmriti is not to be followed, kind of. No, because Manusmriti is obsolete in this Kali Yuga. Manusmriti is obsolete. We have to follow the other Smritis, but people don't know that. Anyway, there are other Smritis which are like Manusmriti, Vishnu Smriti, etc. There are other Smritis. So we have to only the dharma part is prescribed there. What is virtue, what is vice, that is explained there. Okay. So first you have the sutra, then you have the Smriti, that is also Smriti, named as Smriti. Then third, Itihasa Purana. Itihasa means Itihasa, the history. Purana means the stories. So that is also, they call it mythology. That's not mythology. That's also a kind of history. Okay. So this Itihasa Purana, the history also is also called a Smriti. That is also based on the stories. The ideas are based on the Vedas. Therefore, that is all. That is why the Mahabharata, which belongs to the Bhagavad Gita, which belongs to Mahabharata, is a Smriti. Bhagavad Gita is a Smriti. Okay. So we have Smriti in the form of karma. We have Smriti in the form of dharma. We have Smriti in the form of teaching. So this very text We have sutras also, they are also belong to this Smriti category only. This very text, Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Sara Sangraha, we said already, since this belongs to the this belongs to this follows the teaching of Shastra, this is also called Shastra. So, since this follows the teaching of Shruti, this is also not called as Shruti, this is called as Smriti. Okay? This follows the teaching of Shruti. Therefore, this is called as Smriti. This is also Smriti text. Anyone, whoever writes, some idiots writes Upanishad. You cannot write Upanishad. Upanishad is not written. They want to extol their guru. They write Upanishad on their guru. Idiots. So that's a Smriti text. If you write it as a Smriti, it cannot be called as Upanishad. It is Smriti. Okay. Now here, this is a Prameya and Pramana Shruti. Pramana, the means of right knowledge, is Shruti. The Prameya is the identity between the individual self and the absolute self. The Pramana, the means is the Shruti. Based on Shruti, the Smriti also. Okay? Now, Sambandha Katyate Sadbihi, the association, the relationship. Sambandha means the relation. The relation Katyate is said by Sadbihi. Sadbihi. Sadbihi means Sadbihi plural. Sat, plural of Sat. People who are Sat. In Sanskrit, we normally call as Sat Purusha. The people who are Sat means normally good. Sat people means good people, the people who do puja, etc. That is not the meaning here. In Vedanta, we don't understand in that way when we say Sat. Then what does Sat mean? Sat means, see, Sat is existence. Sat is the Sat Brahma. We have already seen Sat Brahma. Brahman is Sat. Right? So, that is why Taittiriya Upanishad says, असन्नेव स भवति असत् ब्रह्मेति वेद चेत् अस्ति ब्रह्मेति चेत् वेद सन्तं येनं ततो विदुरिति. What does it say? Asan eva sa bhavati. He becomes an asat. Asat means not asat. Asat means non-existent. He is one who is non-existent, one who accepts the Brahman to be non-existent. He is existent, one who accepts the Brahman to be existence. Brahman to be of the nature of existence. That is how people who know this about Brahman, they say, oh, this fellow knows. So, Brahman is existence. That is why the second part of the definition of Guru, first is Shrotriya. He has studied Vedas and Vedanta from the Guru. That's first part. The second part of the definition of Guru is Brahmanishtha. Brahmanishtha means Brahmani Nitaram Tishtati iti Brahmanishtha. Brahmasat iti Nishtha Brahmanishtha. There are two different kinds of meanings possible. One is one who is always established in the self as I am the self. Or the one who is established in the self as a self is real. Self exists. Both. Like in the second, there are, I remember two sadhus. One, I don't know the name. He used to come to take the bhiksha. He takes the bhiksha and he goes into the jungle with a packet of BD. That's a lower grade of cigarette. Not even cigarette. Even less than cigarette. So pack, diamond dozen kind of. So tobacco rolled in leaf. So this person, this sadhu, he used to take. He is not alive anymore. He used to take it to the forest and smoke and eat. If he is hungry, he'll stay somewhere close to where the water is. Then in Rishikesh, there are places where there is running water. So he'll go there and sit in the forest and meditate on. Inquire into the teaching which his guru gave him. Vedanta. He studied Vedanta long time. Now, there was another sadhu, I know his name, Sevananda, a tall fellow. He was from military. He is also no more. So his guru told him, the way you came in, don't go through the same way. We came through the womb. Don't enter the womb. That's what the teaching means. But this person took it ad verbatim. He will come this way and he will go the other way. Though the way he came is the shortest distance to his room, but he will not. When he was explaining, I asked him, okay, how do you, when you go back, you came through the main gate. While you go back, do you jump the gate? But that is what he is. So he accepts whatever his guru taught him. Fix it. No question. So that person is also Satpurusha. You understand? A person who understands Brahman exists is also Satpurusha. A Brahman who understands I am Brahman is also Satpurusha. Okay, so Sambandha Katyate Sadbhihi. So by these people who understand this self, by them it is said, this relation is said as what? Bodhya Bodhaka Lakshanaha. Bodhya Bodhaka Lakshana of the nature of Lakshana of the nature of Bodhya Bodhaka. Bodhya means object of knowledge. Bodhaka means means of knowledge. Did you hear it somewhere? Prameya Pramana. The relationship between the text and the subject matter Vishaya is a Prameya Pramana definition relationship. Object of knowledge, means of knowledge relationship. Okay, the relationship between the subject matter and the knower, adhikari, seeker is a Pramata Prameya Lakshana. In the language as said here, Bodhya Bodha Lakshana. Bodhya is subject matter, Vishaya, and adhikari is Bodha. Bodha Bodhya Lakshana or Bodhya Bodha Lakshana. Bodha. Okay. Now, the relationship between the seeker and the knowledge, the result, prayojana, the effect which you gain from this text. What is that? Bodha Bodha Lakshana. Bodha Bodha Lakshana. The knower and the known, the knowledge. The knower and the knowledge. Prama. Okay. So, Bodha Bodha. Pramata Prama. We already said that if I can find a relationship between the text and the subject matter, I can also extend that to relationship between the text and the seeker, the result and the seeker, etc. Right? So we have Adhikari, Prayojana and Vishaya. Adhikari, Vishaya, Prayojana. Sambandha is the relationship between this. Adhikari, between the Adhikari, the seeker, and the Vishaya, the relationship is Bodha, Bodhya, Lakshana. Okay? The relationship between the Adhikari and the Prayojana is Bodha, Bodha, Lakshana. Okay? And the relationship between the Vishaya and the Prayojana is a Bodha Bodhaka Lakshana. Prameya. Bodhya Lakshana. Bodha Bodhya Lakshana. Okay. So that is the simple. I am the Bodha. Okay. I am the Bodha. Bodha. Similar to Buddha. Buddha means one who knows the self, one who is knowledgeable. Bodha. I am the knower. Bodhya is the object of knowledge. The in between is a bodhaka, the means, and through which you gain the bodha. I am the pramata, that is the prameya, the object is the prameya, the means is a pramana, and the knowledge is a prama. I am the bodha, the object is a bodhya, the means is a bodhaka, and the knowledge is a bodha. Okay, bodha. This is bodha and that is bodha. This is the idea. Okay, that is the relationship. Then next he says Brahmatmaikatva Vijnanam. Brahmatmaikatva. 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 I made you remember Jiva Brahma Aikya. Here Brahmatmaikya. Okay, we'll see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.